slip. I made sure that I found a way through a cloud of haze. Every day I whipped, found how to live through all them cloudy days. You know the mind's a maze with all its mixtures. It's always hard to get the entire scope of the picture. 1080p, that's you other busters, yeah, obsolete. Can't fuck with me, excuse my French, but I'm not discreet. I wear my heart on my sleeve, but I've learned my lesson. I learned 1996 birth, one of the greatest weapons untold. I'm destined to reach heights thought I could never see, but foolish thoughts rampage my heart and let me not reach the peaks that's entrusted to me. My belief shatter of past actions I grieve, but grievance never really matter. It's how I choose to act differently in the coming battles, to overcome my limitations and get out my shadow. But it's hard to wade in this water, but it was never shallow. Fuck it, let me get the paddles. Fuck that now, let me get this castle. Fuck that now, let me get this battle.
What's good, everybody, and welcome back to Squad Nero, your ultimate hub for all things anime. Whether you're a seasoned otaku or just stepping into the world of anime, you found your crew. I'm Sage, joined by Crocco's Corner, Chef D, and T Smooth, here to guide you through epic battles, hidden gems, and unforgettable stories across anime, animation, film, and gaming. Tap in each week as we break down the latest, debate the hottest takes, and celebrate the culture. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and now let the journey begin. Also, for our YouTube folks, please do not forget to hit that noti bell. I'm pretty sure Twitch has a notification option as well. Don't forget to hit that button.
Yeah, just follow Smooth Entertainment. You lit.
Yeah. Just tap in with us so that y'all don't miss anything. We're going to be back on regularly scheduled programming tomorrow for some more content from previous episodes, so be on the lookout for that, and a previous episode releasing on Wednesday night. All right, outside of that, how's everybody doing?
Doing good.
I wish I was going through post-con depression right now, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I should have. This how bad it is.
Nigga look. Oh.
Right.
Hold on. My badge came in. As you see, I got this. My badge came in that I paid for, and I couldn't use it.
Nigga, you see.
Damn.
I should have been there. Should have been me, not them. Should have been me.
Yeah. Crocco, how you doing, dog?
Really picture. I'm pissed.
Well, you going to another con coming up.
Hopefully,
You just gotta take it as you win some, you lose some.
I should have went to both.
Yeah. For sure.
Thank you. See, someone's on my side.
For sure.
In terms of I'm good. I got my Pokemon pre-orders in. Some amount of money I'm not gonna share. And then I gotta do some birthdays. I like low-key kind of hate this time of year. This gonna sound messed up, but like 1 birthday, 2 birthdays, cool. 5 birthdays in the span of in a month, and you only got 1 opportunity to celebrate all of them.
You're going crazy,
bro.
5 birthdays.
5 birthdays.
Summertime, for whatever reason, it's a lot of people born in the summer, man. I got hit with that shit like 3 birthdays back to back. I'm like, good God Almighty, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Summer birthdays, those the Thanksgiving and Christmas babies.
Yeah.
And New Year's.
Yeah, because I know my sister, they always say, oh yeah, we conceived her on New Year's. That was our honeymoon.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Wild.
Yeah, nah, December 24th, it sucks for me on my birthday. El Jippo. Rob, you still owe me a gift.
I always thought that those birthdays was lit.
About 3 years ago, you had me with an IOU.
T, you one of those people where it's like I need to have a birthday present and a Christmas present?
Bruh, it's Birthmas.
See, like both of them. Does that mean what answer is that? Both is that both combined, or is that I want 2 gifts?
You hear me? It's Birthmas. I want 2 separate gifts, but it's Birthmas.
Yeah, I would treat it that way too. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I would be cool with that. Like I don't know, at a time of year, Just seemed like everything calm. Always like the later birthdays. Fall and winter birthdays always been like, yeah, I like the calmness of it. I wish that had have been me. My birthday around taxes, so I never, even as a kid, I never got presents. It was like, I learned about taxes real young. Real young. So that's always been, and it's like almost to the day. Like every other year, I be hoping it's on Easter, and it be, oh no, your birthday is literally the last day a person can file taxes. Ain't that crazy? It'd be like, dude, it literally every other year, it's either 420 or 417. It's like, dang, bro. Sometimes it'd be the 19th. They get special.
Oh, B Burger was good. Everything's going good. Thank you for joining in. Sorry about that, Crocker.
No, you fine. Yeah, thank you for joining us. But that's all I got.
Also,
crazy.
to remind everybody that's tapped in, please do not be shy to come on in here and say whatever you got in the comments. We might joke around
good,
and
man.
everything like that.
No
we
issues.
might flame you a little bit, but it'll never get out of context or out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
All right, so come on, we a little family over here, so please tap in with us. All right, to get away from the debauchery of taxes and missing cons, let's talk to somebody who actually had the opportunity to go to one.
Yeah. Tell us all about it.
Do the clap. Do the clap sound.
Yeah, we're the. T don't want to do the
The silent one.
My bad, finger slip. Finger slip. My bad. Yeah.
Yo, but no, overall, I had a. Thank you. I know y'all was there with me in spirit. I kept turning around like, nah, T down here somewhere. He just joking around, I know T made it to DreamCon, but
I would have hit you up. You would have never been popping up on me out of nowhere. I would have hit you up like, where they at? The vendors. Where the vendors at?
It was a great experience. Good vendors, a lot of shopping. It was really interactive. They had gaming sections like Mortal Kombat, like Tekken battles, like the gaming, a shitload of PS5 gaming going on. Like it was just a great overall experience. I would say everything was really organized, for sure. It's easy to get your badges. No long lines, no long wait times or anything like that. But seeing everybody in their cosplays, it was great. It was a good time. I would say I did miss a lot of the things I RSVP'd for, and that's another plus, in my opinion, having the having the choice to RSVP for different sessions. There's a voice acting session, there's film fest sessions. Matt, I missed them, but everybody said they were really enjoyable. I did make it to closing ceremony. That was pretty fun. They were trying to guess the anime fan imposter, and I thought that was a pretty good game. But overall, it was really good this year. It was just a joy to be around.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Because they did last year. Did they announce a date for next year? Please say yes. I've been searching for it.
We left the ceremony, but they didn't say. No. We left the ceremony at the same time. Everybody said it, but Leland was talking. He was like, "We hope we can have it in Houston forever." But they never said if it was going to be in Houston or if it was going to be somewhere else. And they didn't announce the dates. But I think there was 45,000 people here this year.
Yeah, 45,000 plus
Bro,
tickets.
they might as well keep it there. That place, like,
Yeah.
Wait a minute, 45,000 tickets sold, but 44,999 people actually showed up.
God damn.
I hate you so much, D. Calm down.
Well, I will say definitely if y'all can make it next year, you have to come. Like the cosplays, I'm saying, over the years, you see different cosplays, but now seeing people they're making their own cosplays. Some people are even making up their own characters just to come as, and I think that's really dope.
No, that's cool.
Lots of great artists, comic books, comic book creators, and the meet and greet lines were great. I didn't even get a chance to really go and see who was there, but they had the Black Power Ranger Zach. He was there. A-Train was there, walking amongst the people. It was just so cool. There was I don't know if y'all know Tahir Moore from All Dev Digital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where?
He was there. He did cosplay as a
Kev on stage was there too.
Yeah, I know Kev was there.
Yeah, and a lot of people were in cosplay. Like it wasn't even
I
like
saw all the highlights every day.
Yeah, well, people just weren't walking around. People were, if you didn't have anything, you carry around a sword, you wore a cape, you wore a hat or something. But it was It was cool.
Tears of infinite sadness.
Favorite vendor that you've seen there? Was it clothing wise or was it actual like art pieces or
There
whatever?
a lot of good art pieces, but I would say it was definitely the clothing this year. I'm not even a hat person, but I bought 2 hats. I bought some shorts. And the crazy thing is, a lot of the vendors sold out on Friday.
Damn.
Which, bro, I walked past one dude. I was like, man, like, you got any more sizes? He was like, bro, I've had this one pair of sweats for since Friday, because they were a 2X and they were huge. He's like, everything else is gone. And he was like, I'm not even gonna have enough to have for the summer, so I have to wait till after the summer for this. But all the clothing was fire. The jewelry was nice. I wasn't even expecting that. Like they had different earrings and necklaces with different anime pieces on it. But no, it was great, and I feel like next year there's going to be a lot more too.
I do hope they keep it in Houston. I feel like that's the best place so far, even without me necessarily seeing it in Houston. I feel like that the stories that I've heard of the experiences for people, it feels like it would be a downgrade if it went back to Austin. And it also, in my mind, the only other place that I could think it could go, well, I guess two. If it went to Atlanta, that maybe wouldn't be too bad.
But that would be too much because Atlanta already got MomoCon. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I will
And
say,
it.
no, go ahead, Niall.
Oh, and then the only other place outside of that, which T brought up a great point with MomoCon being in Atlanta, is Florida. And I don't know if you want to go to Florida. I do not want to see DreamCon in Florida.
I think
Nope.
they do California before they do that.
I think they, if anything, they'd probably do Dallas. They're from Arlington, so it'd probably be
yeah.
Dallas. But people were saying Atlanta would be cool. Florida, I mean, they got an anime convention in Miami, but I think having it in Houston, like keeping something Texas based,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
best bet. And George R. Brown being able to have that many vendors because it's 3 levels. So you got your first floor with your vendors, and the main stage wasn't on the first floor this year; it's on the third floor.
Oh, snap.
Really? Oh, in that back area.
Yes, the
I
back.
know what you're talking about. Yes.
The main,
Yes.
and when I say it got packed, I was like, "Yo, how did this many people get through for the closing ceremony?" But it was packed in the main stage. Then there was a food court hall, which was cool. The third floor had different sessions. The second floor was for if you need to fix your cosplay. They had different rooms for.
Oh, that's cool.
They have that in Austin too, but having the second floor open for that, and it was just so much open space. It was like, okay, we can actually house more and more people. So I think they're going to keep it in Houston for sure. It's a
The
big enough
cool-
city to have everybody here too.
The cool thing is, last year being a trial run for the George R. Brown, let them know that hey, we can expand to all these different rooms because, like you said, them bringing the main stuff to the third floor gave them more opportunity to make room for everything else. Because I'm pretty sure that main area where the vendors were, it got expanded. It was bigger than what it was the year before, if I'm correct, right?
Because the year before is usually just the vendors are always in like one area.
Yeah.
So this year, where the main stage was on the first floor before, they used that for badge pickup. So you would walk into this big ass hall and get your badge in like 10 minutes, and the lines were literally moving quick. And then you have to show your ID. It would show your scan. They scan it, bam, everything pops up, and they pass you your badge, and you're on your way. But then we had 2 different halls for the vendors. So there was one main hall where you had your clothing, and that's what it was. One main hall was for clothing and like jewelry and things like that, and the second one was for artwork. So I thought that was good.
That's smart.
So
That
you
was
knew
very
everything
smart.
was. So after the jewelry and clothing, then you had your artwork, and then the next hall over was the gaming hall, and that was a big hall. Like the gaming was insane because they had Dance Dance Revolution, like 2 machines over there. Then they had the Wii, they had a whole section for Wii dancing, like the Michael Jackson Wii movement thing. And it was like, bro, like there was a section there for everybody. They had tattoo artists there. They had like 5, I think it was 6 tattoo artists, so people were getting tattoos over the weekend. So it was like everybody had something that they can do at all times. Which
Mark my words, if I don't get a tattoo before next year, I might get one at you.
Do it at DreamCon. That'd be so cool.
I'm telling yo, next year, like y'all really got to come down, bro.
I might double back.
You got to, because they're thinking about expanding it for 4 days this time: Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Please.
because
Links!
it went so fast. Because when you have Friday and that's opening ceremony and you're walking around, then you have Saturday as a full day, and then Sunday it closes at 5. It's like, man, if we had one more day, people are gonna have more cosplays. There's gonna be more to do, so they're thinking about expanding it for another day.
Bro, that's gonna be like $200 some odd for.
Better start saving now, player.
You got that? Oh, I don't need to save. I got it. Make that work.
This is, hey, listen. The kids, somebody else watching these kids next year. And that's a fact.
Nah, because here's the thing. Like, the one thing I noticed with DreamCon this year, it was so many daggone after parties on the event calendar. It was ridiculous. I know Respect the Nerds had theirs, which, how was that? Because I'm pretty sure you went to that one.
Yeah, it was cool. So Phantom Nerds and Houston Highlight Reels are my friends. So they had a party Thursday, and then Friday, because this was also TGP. That's Texas Greek Picnic. So all the black fraternities and sororities had things going on. They had Texas Greek Picnic. They had pool parties. There was after parties. Different clubs had different things.
Yo, he ain't blink once.
And it was like all downtown. We went out downtown. It was like every single thing you went to was just like
busy.
Right?
Yeah.
What's crazy is we walked around with our cosplay. Like I was Wolverine, but I took off like the top part because it was way too hot and I looked ridiculous going to get food and cosplay. But my friends that were Blade and Storm, like everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, like can we get pictures?" And people kept coming up to them like, "Oh, are you this and this from Marvel Rivals? Are you this person or this and that?" And it was like people that weren't part of DreamCon, like like little kids, like seeing people in full costume. It was like, oh, like what's going on in Houston? Like it was a good experience.
Ghetto Disney World. You don't have to worry about you got all your favorite people right there, right in costume, and most of them really dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it just seems that needs to be the home of it.
I'm gonna say that R&B
Don't-
party that Land did for Thursday. The highlights I seen of that looked fuego.
Yeah.
Fuego. I wish I was there for that.
Yeah, it was everything was going on.
TV put himself through it. I was talking to him about this over the weekend. He be torturing himself.
Bruh.
He know he
I was
can't
like
go,
this,
and he
I
be
was like-
virtually there.
Bro, because it was so much going on. Like people were creating their, you know how it is when you just creating your own fun. Like it was dudes there that were just being dudes who want to challenge each other. They had arm wrestling at the tables, joking around.
I see somebody there was wrestling and like not
Really?
wrestling, but like athletic wrestling.
Yeah,
Some dude
yeah.
got friggin' flipped.
Yeah, flipped on his
Who was
head.
it?
Yeah, like and there's so many content creators were there. One dude was like, "Hey, we got a boxing session over here." And they had gloves, and people just wanted to box and see who. And then people were wrestling, people were arm wrestling, people were dancing. It was like, bro, like this is just. It just felt like everybody was able to do something they wanted to, and it wasn't any beef. Like nobody was getting in fights or arguing and causing a scene. It was just a good time.
Yeah, that's how it should be. Exactly how it started is exactly how it should be, and it seemed like you get the best energy with it out of Houston. From everything that you just said, and some of the other things that I just seen online between the past 2 years, yeah, that needs to just be the home of it. I don't know what they got to do to lock it in as that, but
Because
it just seems like
they're
it.
expanding George R. Brown. Like they had construction cut off because of World Cup. Well, not construction cut off, but they were still building. So by next year, hopefully, they're going to expand different parts of George R. Brown. So I don't know what it's going to look like after look at the renderings that they have online or whatever. But
Okay.
I mean, once they do that, it's going to be like, damn, like you have no choice but to have it here, since it's going to be expanded and there's going to be more to add. So,
Yeah, it's like if your numbers increase, it won't even matter.
it was a
Yeah,
30% increase in attendance. So you go from
Damn.
I don't know
It
what
went
that
from
is.
30. It was 30K last year, and then now it's up to 45K.
Yeah, so they're
Already
like
hella people there last year.
Well, 44,999.
yeah, 44,999. We just missing one person, but for sure, it's like seeing that increase because their first con they started with 800 people, and they said the first DreamCon was 8 years ago. So it's like, boy, that's insane.
Yeah, that's
know.
wild. That's wild.
All right. Well, shout out, nonetheless, shout out to. I was about to say Squad Nero. Lord have mercy.
RDC World.
RDC World for once again putting on his fire time for the. Let's just keep it a stack for the minorities in the comic book, gaming,
That's probably why
anime
they didn't
space.
know.
This is the prime one that folks that look like us can be happy for, and then be able to meet other people that's like us, that look like us, that share the same cultures, so on and so forth. So super big ups to them. Appreciate y'all for doing
I
that.
think D made a good point. That's probably why they didn't announce the dates yet. They probably gonna make it 4 days next year, like you said.
Probably.
I really hope they
Figure it
do.
out.
That would be a great long weekend. To have.
I strongly hope they do too. I need that. My reset every year. Cause this job I'm at bruh, be blowing my son.
Wild part is, no comment actually. I had one thing to say in that, and I was like,
No. I'm just saying you're not saying anything.
oh, I was
specific. I'm
nah.
just
It's
saying
nothing crazy. I'm just saying which job.
the main one that pays the bills.
There you go. Good answer. Good reply. Good reply, sir.
Nah, regardless, they've been blowing my son. Oh my goodness, so much. Ugh!
Yeah.
Okay, that was it.
It's okay. I understand.
All right, let's get through these honorable mentions real quick. We're going to speed run past this joint. B Burger. Oh, did you already say that? How you guys? Did you already read that?
Yeah. I acknowledged them.
All right. All right. Another honorable mention. We got Guts will finally be able to get his revenge on Griffith. Finally, if you know, you know. If you've been tapped into Berserk.
Yo, so like, has it been coming out weekly?
Nah, I don't know about all that.
Cause I read the last
I think it's like
one.
sporadic. I think recently they've been churning them out a lot quicker. The last two, I believe. Because I haven't read the
Right.
most recent chapter, I don't believe. But
I think I read that one. I
I
don't
could be
know.
wrong though. They could be doing a monthly type of job. Because the mangaka died a little while ago.
Yeah, it's got to wrap up. It's been too long.
Yeah.
So that's crazy though. Yeah, it is. That's
But
yeah.
finally, if you've ever been tapped into Berserk and had to watch that fucking monstrosity of that one singular episode involving Griffith, then you understand that this was a long.
It's a
journey
long
well
time
done.
coming. And then the double back.
Yeah.
That, you know what I'm saying? Like then and then having to wait after that to get to these chapters, which is like, okay. Cause before these last two chapters, when was the last time we had a chapter? Like a year ago?
That shit's so sporadic, bro. Probably a couple months to a year. I don't know.
Too long.
Yeah. All right. X-Men 97 episode 4 review. How y'all feel about that? I think that was a
It's a great episode.
10 out
great
of 10,
episode.
bro.
If MCU X-Men is gonna have a crazy foundation to pull from to get the inspiration to figure out what works. Obviously, it's animation. It's obviously not a complete one-on-one, but how this series has been moving, even with Bo DeMile's departure, give or take, he did put some writing credits, if I'm not mistaken, on this season.
Yeah.
It's still moving flawlessly right now.
Well, let me say this. So when the creator of Apocalypse was making this character, he couldn't, for whatever reasons, he couldn't exactly flesh the character's story out exactly the way he wanted to. So like they were talking about how in X-Men 97 they were using that opportunity to go a little bit further into the creative side of the original creator. And I think that says so much. Like so many times on here in this podcast, we talk about like, why don't they go more in the writer or creator direction with the narratives that they share, whether it be animated or whether it be live action. And, you know, to know that they went so far as to actually expand upon what the original creator would have wanted for this character in this rendition in an animated series. It felt like that. It felt good. It's like, yeah, I agree, Sage. I had a lot of thoughts when I was watching it where I was like, I hope that they do take some notes on this when it comes time to tell this story on in a live action front.
Easily a 10 out of 10 though.
Yeah.
The writing,
That was my favorite episode so far.
yeah, I would say, like Rob said, the writing. And granted, Brodemaya was getting credits on it, but if you're going to keep the team that was, around him, or I'm pretty sure he's not the only person that can keep this thing flowing like that. But how they wrote Apocalypse and how he came to be Apocalypse in this episode, and was like they were trying to guide him on that path to being a better
Yeah.
mutant, since he's like the first mutant. It's like, okay, we see what's going on, but seeing how that led to him feeling double crossed and lied to, and he sees his destiny. It's like, oh no, I don't have to be a good person because I already see that I have this power. And it's like, bro, we never got this. Like, this would have been an excellent movie if they did it this way, live action, instead of just doing it like, oh, I'm Apocalypse, I'm a bad guy. It's like this Apocalypse is taking joy now that he was a slave found in the sun, and you had Professor X and Magneto trying to guide him on a path, even though they know they're going to have battle with him in the future. But it's like, yo, going back in the past, being pulled into the past to stop him, only to speed up the process of actually creating him. Like that shit was insane.
Yeah. In terms of a time travel story, that was really well done.
And I like how it didn't have to explain every single thing. You know how in the movies it's like somebody says something and then the next character has to explain it. And then this person has to ask a question, then they have to explain it. It's like, yo, they already assume we know who Ramatut is. They already assume we know who the Eternal is. Like having Ramatut, Kang, Apocalypse, the Eternals, and everything like in the universe going on in one episode, and it was only like what 25 minutes. It's like, damn, like this is great for sure.
Yeah.
And they was able to just interweave all of that stuff. I think what the issue with the MCU, and Teed hasn't watched it, so he'll give us his thoughts at a later date. But what I think is crazy is X-Men 97 is strictly built for the people who are interested in X-Men 97. A normie will watch it and they be like, oh, I'm curious now, but even though I don't know all of these characters, even though I don't know all of their powers or anything like that, they're still not holding my hand in regards to this shit. They just dropping it as they see fit. They continue the story from the previous X-Men 97 series, if I'm not mistaken. So, and I think the MCU, that's what their issue has been, trying to appease to the normies. When obviously in the box office, you're going to have a lot more normies in the box office buying this shit. But at the same time, when I think about those previous phases, I don't think they really went into that much of a explanation in regards to a lot of things. They kind of like drove it in that moment. We didn't get a lot of explanation about Thanos until it was time for Infinity War to come out. And now we're getting the explanation while the action is going on. Just like in Sabanur, where I thought, nigga, he was outside of Magneto, he was the best character this entire episode.
Yes.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
he was giving me chills, like Thanos type chills in Infinity War. But I think that's the one thing that the MCU needs to grasp upon again. Stop focusing content strictly for the normies. You're gonna have a lot of comic book folks here regardless. Comic books are already, I'm assuming, are already on the rise, and it's not being typecasted like it was before for just being for nerds. And now a little bit of everybody is more interested. Like, oh, the cool kids is reading comics. Maybe I should try out and everything like that. Try it out. But
It's so funny that you say that, because that is exactly why like Shonen Jump makes anime. A lot of people I don't think, at least in the Western side, I don't think we understand this as much. But like when they serialize a manga, they make the anime in order for people to go back and buy the manga. So like that's why when we get the stories that we get in an anime, if you haven't read it, it's going to be parts that you won't necessarily understand until you actually were to go and read it. And even for us Westerners, that's been successful. Maybe that should be something where, for the sake of the content that we actually get in a media form or a digital media form, Western comics should try to consider adopting a style similar to anime, where they make you have to go back and read the book if you don't understand. It's a thought. It's really funny.
You know how
you brought that
Americans
up.
are, though. You know how our society is. Niggas don't read shit.
We do it for anime. I mean, for anime though. Like, if every single one of us here, if we bad enough wanted to know about a story from an anime that we saw, we have gone back and read it.
We not the normies though, and that's what I think.
Even
normies,
at that though, but if a normie don't care that much, then it just is what it is. They still gonna be, if the content is good, they still gonna be locked in, even if they confused.
For sure.
That's true. Yeah. And I think that I don't know who was in their ear like, man, you need to explain this shit more. But whoever said that shit though, you don't need to explain everything to us. Let it be a little mystery, and then let us find out by using our context clues, like smart adults are supposed to do. You know, but.
I got a question real quick. Did you all think in that episode Apocalypse was actually going to turn out to like be different than what he was in the future?
They did it to a way where you kind of felt like they were getting somewhere. Oh,
yep.
I'm sorry. Spoiler alert. I'm sorry. T, do you care? He's muted.
I'm sorry, I had tears of infinite sadness because I came across something. It should have been me. Yeah, so far what I've watched, like I've enjoyed it. It's just that every time I try and start it, I'm at an exhausted point of the day for myself. I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna throw this on, and I keep dozing off. But one key thing was, I caught this before I like dozed. Magneto was trying to reason with Apocalypse in the past, trying to get him on their side. I guess I don't know if I just saw that wrong or misheard, but it seems like they're trying to change Apocalypse so that the future is not the Apocalypse that they want. Am I correct? Is that what I saw?
Yeah.
Heard?
Yeah.
And Professor X is like, why the heck are you trying to do this, bro? So it's like in that moment, like it got me thinking. I'm like, Magneto really, like, I get it. He was never wrong in season 1, but would he be wrong to really work with Apocalypse?
I don't think he was wrong to do it. Maybe, okay, in certain parts of the episode, I was like, okay, now he's tweaking because he's stopping niggas from getting home. But when you think about it, isn't that what Charles Xavier's school is about? You know, because if he didn't meet, they know Apocalypse, but in the past, they know he's in Sabanur and they're talking to him. He wasn't attacking him outright. He's like, oh, I never met anybody that was my kind before. Now that I'm meeting you all, he's seeing Magneto as a prophet, essentially. Seeing Magneto as someone who can also help him in his deliverance from how he was a slave and exacting his revenge. And Magneto's like, okay, well, don't just go about killing people. There's a different way to do this. There's a different way you can be a ruler and, you know, to help your people and also to help mutant kind in the future. But if Apocalypse is like, okay, like, because we see glimpses of it where Apocalypse is going to, you know, kill someone, or you see that rage that's boiling over. Like, he's like, okay, this is like true villainy, but it's all justified in a sense of, you know, especially during that time period. But seeing like when he turns into Apocalypse, it's like, damn, since they sped it up with a lie, like he trusted them and lost all his people that raised him by trusting the X-Men. So now that gives credence to why he would hate the X-Men. It's like, yo, you back in time to stop me from reaching power because you feared what I'll become. In that process, I lost somebody who saved me as a child and helped me with that strength. And I really thought that was good. I don't remember how it even shaped up in the movie X-Men Apocalypse.
Not like that.
I don't remember at all how he became Apocalypse, but this transformation and his fight scene with Magneto was insane.
Yeah.
And Magneto's feats in X-Men 97 are absolutely insane.
Insane. Yeah.
Stop it. Cover your ears. I don't want to spoil
Nah,
that shit,
just saying,
bro.
I don't care.
Magneto stopping, because Apocalypse ship is like gonna obliterate the city because Ramatut escapes.
Celestial ship.
Yeah, celestial ship. And Magneto literally flies down injured and stops a black hole. Stops a black hole, by depowering the ship, but he stops the black hole nonetheless. And then like creates a tomb around Apocalypse with metal, like with weapons, and like shoots him off. Somehow survives it and everything, but it's like seeing what Magneto is capable of doing. It's just like, bruh. And Apocalypse was moving crazy the episode. Like the way they showed him fighting, I was like, no, this is some great content right now.
Yo, also to both, I would say, I guess all of this, but to a lot of the points that we just brought up here, something that y'all made me think about just in sitting here listening to you guys. I love how they did Xavier at the end of that. Like, a lot of people, to Sage, to your point, a lot of people are familiar with Xavier just being like the peacemaker guy, like the guy who can hold, almost like in a political fashion, where he can hold peace and escalation, and always kind of being someone who maneuvers in that in a way that is just kind of, again, predicated in peace. To see him snap when we get to the ending of that episode, and he like, I can see why your mother left you. It's like people who not familiar with that side, which I mean, I guess, yes, in the 90s we saw a little bit of that, because they even talked about that at the beginning of X-Men 97 when we got it in that last season. Yeah, you started to see bits and pieces of that. But I think that's where, especially when you talk about you look throughout the comics and you look at some of the best stories with the X-Men, when you get that side of Charles Xavier, it's usually a shit storm that follows. And it ends up making it ends up leading into some of the better stories that we've had. Even for people that like Krakoa, we saw a lot of that side of him in the comic books with Krakoa. So it makes you excited. Like, what was that? That's episode 4. How many more do we have left?
4.
5 more.
5 more. Okay.
That makes me excited, man. Because it's like, if that's what we getting.
All right. Quick response or quick question for y'all. I just want a quick response. Which one are we getting first in X-Men 97? Are we getting Kang coming back and becoming a villain for the mutants? Or are we getting the arrival of Conquest?
You mean Onslaught?
Onslaught, I'm sorry. Good.
I am starting to think Onslaught.
I'm gonna say Onslaught
I'm
for
saying
sure.
Onslaught, too.
Yeah, like it looked
Didn't
like
they
I
show
even doubled
Onslaught
down,
last
bro. I
season?
think it's coming soon.
Didn't they show like a picture of him like in the one episode after Magneto's mind technically broke? Didn't they show him quickly?
I don't know. Do you know what episode it was?
I think he's talking about from season 1, right?
Yeah, from season one.
I don't
thought I've seen
remember,
him.
but I think Onslaught's coming because we see Magneto perish, but we don't see any blood. We literally see him just vanish. Now, granted, that could have been like a laser cannon he used or whatever, but it also
Right.
some sort of device like a teleportation device. Not teleportation device, but we don't know. We say Magneto's gone, but Professor X in that moment of rage, the last thing he's probably thinking of doing is trying to locate Magneto's mind already, because he's only got the helmet. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's dead, but we just didn't see any proof. We just saw
We don't
the
get Onslaught.
yeah.
Them horsemen that this nigga Apocalypse is gonna have. Gambit is obviously gonna be one of them.
Nigga.
Good God Almighty, Magneto as the other. Good God.
Magneto,
Yo.
Gambit. They gotta have Angel as a.
And they set it up
He's
so
Archangel
well,
He's
bro.
Archangel already now, so I don't.
Oh,
think
yeah,
he's
he
gonna
was
double
Archangel,
back.
yeah.
I don't think he's gonna double back.
They
And then
smoked this,
Psylocke is
bro.
already- Yeah.
No, they smoked this because you just made me think about it. You right. The setup, and I knew that this was coming, and I knew from the trailers that it was coming. The idea of Gambit being one of his horsemen, but now having this episode where he's sitting there talking to what's her name at the fire camp, Oh, Rogue, yes. He's sitting there talking to Rogue, and he's like, "What's got you trouble?" And they had the whole discussion, and now he got the animosity that he has towards the mutants, and that was before he had that totality in his animosity. So now he gonna be going into the future having that on his mind. Woo!
I think
YNW Apocalypse coming, boy.
because think about it, who would Apocalypse actually go after on the X-Men as Horseman? I'm for
Right.
sure. I think he's gonna resurrect Gambit or something. You can see potential his powers. We don't know. I think he gonna want Storm and Magneto, bro.
Yo, that'd be crazy though.
What about Wolverine?
So they're doing liberties to that extent?
I don't know, bro. But if you get Gambit, Storm, Wolverine, and Magneto,
Oh, it's game over.
who the X-Men gonna use? Bro?
They nobody. It's clips. Jubilee the firecrackers ain't doing it.
This would be the perfect way. You think everything is done for, and then bada bing, bada boom, Onslaught come on the screen.
Given the way they've been with storytelling,
Yeah.
I wouldn't look. I would whatever way they went. I think they would end up crafting a really really good story. But like, yeah.
Onslaught versus
Ooh,
Apocalypse.
what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Y'all keep going. This that summertime. Y'all just keep on going. You can introduce the next topic. What? Is that the one you was talking about? Oh my gosh.
You got a
What is
Spider-Man.
outside? No, I don't even know what it is. It's that thing from Godzilla.
Oh,
That moth thing from Godzilla? Jesus.
You know how big that joint got to be that he ain't even trying to kill it?
All right.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it right now. Hold up. Y'all listen, y'all do y'all thing. I'm gonna go to battle. Real quick. Y'all do y'all thing.
Oh my goodness. All right, we gotta tap into this real quick. Coming from Culture Crave, Scott Snyder says the Absolute Batman series will capture the comic's distinctive style. We want it to be as though the series is just almost a bigger, better, more robust version of the comic on the screen. It really looks like the comic book come to life three-dimensionally in the coolest way. And I can't remember what y'all said in the group chat earlier, but y'all said it was using the X-Men 97 art style, or am I bugging?
No, it was using. It was reported that it was going to use the What If art style, but
What
the
If art
artist
style.
Nick Dragotta wanted it to be like an anime 2D dimension style. This is like when he said if he wanted to animate it, he already had a studio in mind that would animate it. But it makes sense that they would, add some more in there to flesh this out a bit because the issues they're a pretty quick read. So I think they'll be able to add a little bit more detail with some of these side characters to just tie things together. They do a pretty good job of that in the comic, but having some extra time to tie the story together, I think that would be great. But I mean, I'm not too worried about animation style. It's just when you're reading the comic, you kind of want that style to stick with Nick Dragotta and his animation style. But however they do it, I'm going to tune in regardless. But it's good to see how involved Scott Snyder is in this project. I know he's involved in the grand scheme of things for the entire Absolute Universe.
Yep.
But given that, what's up, T?
I just want to say, Mr.
Okay, Bilan.
Yeah,
Oh,
Calbulon
okay, Bilan.
popped in. Everything's good, bro. And right now, currently, we're talking about X-Men 97 season 2 with the art style and everything. It looked like you caught on with you saying Prismo animation style would be amazing.
Primal. That will be dope.
Oh, Primal. I see Primal animation. This is 3D animation.
I think anything close to Madhouse Mappa or Bones would be cold. Yeah, I don't know why they don't be tapping in. I mean, I'm pretty sure they did tap in with the anime studio for that one Batman series that they did. I can't remember. It was like a movie series, Batman Ninja or something like that.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But yeah, they should tap into more. But the Americans, they trying to catch up. Even though it's gonna be hard in comparison to what they got going on overseas. But,
Yeah, they wanted Studio Trigger to do the animation for Absolute Batman.
Trigger.
Yeah.
Curious. Let's look them up real quick. Japanese animation studio
Yeah,
found
they
by former
did
Disney executives.
Promare. I'm not familiar with anything they've done, but from what I'm seeing right now, it looks pretty. Their animation style looks really good.
Gurren Lagann. I feel like that's a pretty famous anime. I feel like. Oh, they did Kill a Kill.
Yeah,
Wow. That was a jump I
and
should
they
have
did a
checked out too.
cyberpunk. Yeah, this animation style would be great for Absolute Batman.
Oh yeah, that would have been
I think so. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna add 3D animation. Well, it's gonna be 3D, but hopefully it goes to a good studio, for sure.
hopefully. All right, shout out to them. DC's finally tapping into what we've been telling them to do for quite some time. So happy for them to do that.
And I think what that does really, if they do, hey, we're gonna do animation style for these comics that people are actually reading and enjoying, that would be better for comics in general because people read manga, talk about the manga, and then it becomes anime. But if you do that for your comics, but your comic has to be good for it to be adapted to animation. But I think comics, people will get back to start reading more and more comics, which would be pretty interesting.
a hybrid animation style. Yeah, that would be dope, Mister Alkebulan.
What are some
Of the
good
two,
hybrid animation styles though that we've watched? Would Demon Slayer be hybrid animation? They got a lot of 3D animation that, do they?
In the movie, yes. In the movie, but in the show, no.
Or in the show, the only thing I think was 3D was when Muzan got blown up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but I mean that was a lot.
wow. Space Jam was one. Mary Poppins, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was probably the most well-known recently. So that makes sense. Okay. All right. Let me go back here. All right. Oh, not this one. We're on this one. Supposedly, and this is a rumor, speculation. Adam Driver has reportedly been cast as Magneto in the X-Men movie. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I would have loved for Michael. I would have prayed for Michael Fassbender to come back. But you know, this is not a bad alternate. If anything, this might be the sleeper pick that takes this iteration of the X-Men to the next fucking level. I'm not gonna lie.
You think so?
I might even say he has the opportunity with his acting skills, with his age right now too. He might even surpass Ian McKellen. I feel like Michael Fassbender and Ian McKellen is right up here. Just because Michael Fassbender, his acting prowess when he was Magneto, that was like the only times those X-Men movies was serviceable.
Yeah.
Any form of fashion. It was him and James McAvoy, if I'm not mistaken, as
Yeah.
Professor X. Probably a couple of the X-Men sprinkled in there for their acting, but those two were the people that were carrying those X-Men movies. Mads Mikkelsen would have been crazy too.
Yes. Jason Isaacs, I thought he would have been a good pick. He was Malfoy in Harry Potter.
He would. I could see that too. But I think how Adam Driver was, and the main things that I'm basing that off of was the recent Star Wars trilogy. I know, don't shoot me. All right, I watched them. Nonetheless, like those iterations of those Star Wars films, I'm not the biggest Star Wars head, so I didn't really care about him too much. Nonetheless, his performance was top tier as well. Just his entire story arc. A lot of people felt like Kylo Ren, which is the character that Adam Driver was playing in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren was the main character that everybody was looking for, and not the shawty. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry. This is probably why I feel the way I feel, because Kylo Ren was more memorable. Sadly,
Go to the
just based on
bathroom,
how they wrote him. But nonetheless, I think he would be a perfect, because Magneto gives off like that anti-hero slash villain role. Like some moments he could be an anti-hero, some moments he could be a villain. But he teeters that line like we're seeing in X-Men 97. So I think he'd be a fantastic person to play the role.
I think, I mean, of course they can, add the makeup and everything, because Benedict Cumberbatch, outside of being Doctor Strange, looks nothing like what you think Doctor Strange would look like.
Nope.
I think Adam Driver would be a good Magneto, but I think he would be better as Mr. Sinister as a villain for the X-Men.
See, now I didn't see that, but Mr. Sinister would go crazy though.
Yeah, him being Mr. Sinister, I think that would be dope. But I mean, whoever they pick for Magneto, I'm pretty sure they're like, hey, we need you for these next 5, 6 films. But like you said, if there's a way they could reset the universe or whatever and have Michael Fassbender play Magneto, I think everybody would still be on board. Like you said, that he and James McAvoy were the best parts of those X-Men movies by far. And I would take Michael Fassbender Magneto over Ian McClellan's. Granted, they're Magneto in 2 different stages of life, but I just thought he was a great younger Magneto.
Right.
The youth part here, and Adam Driver is getting like he's just been getting a lot of experience in over the years. I say since that Star Wars run, it's been more. He's been taking on more and more roles. So I think in terms of younger actors, yeah, I think that this would make a great. He would make a great Magneto, even as he gets older. Like I could see where they like would dye his hair for the silver. He could have the long, like the long white silver hair. I could see that even working where it's something where yeah, dude, because he could play this role for 10, 15 years. That's the part that I think I like about it the most. And the fact is, like Sage said, he can be a villain. He also is somebody who can play like a like that driven villain role, not just a villain, but like the idea of a villain who's like
Doing it for a reason. He got
yeah, like
Thanos.
right, where you feel justified in what he's doing. And even if and then on the other side of it, if he were to not be a villain, I could also see him being able to be that side of Magneto as well. It probably will look better depending on who they pair him with to be Xavier. That might bolster it a lot too.
I just really hope he's Mr. Sinister though, for sure.
I can see him as Sinister too. Look wise, yeah, he kind of got the Sinister
You know
look a little more.
who would be a crazy person I just thought about? Fuck him being Batman at this point in time. But I'm looking at this picture of Magneto. In the comics, they kind of got that nigga shredded. Even in X-Men 97, that nigga's pretty shredded for being old as fuck. Get Alan Richardson.
As Magneto,
Yeah.
I
Hell
couldn't
no.
see that. I couldn't
Hell
see
no.
that.
You couldn't see it?
Alan Richards Magneto, he don't, bro. Besides playing Thag, he's not like Chris Evans. You don't see Alan Richardson being Thad Castle and then going to be a character with awesome development. For God's sakes, he's coming out with an action movie where he has no dialogue.
Yeah,
His acting is pretty good, though. If you've ever watched Reacher.
I've watched Reacher, but
Yeah,
it's
Reacher,
like I don't like
You
when
don't
you
see
look
it?
at Michael Fassbender or you look at James McAvoy, like when he was in that Mr. Glass movie,
Yeah.
or he's in something
Yeah.
else, or you're looking at Jesus Christ, what I'm trying like you know how you see different people in all these different roles. Like when you look at Alan Richardson, it's like he's damn near typecast to be the big dude that's just gonna be fighting people.
if I wanted to give him a shot at like a shot in the dark kind of thing with him, maybe like especially if you kind of played into his age a little bit more, maybe aged him up a little bit. Who is that? Slade Wilson? Is that the dude with the eye patch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see him being something like that.
Okay.
I know he'd be massive. He'd be a massive. But like if you played into his size as Slade Wilson for like let's say a Batman movie or something like that, I could probably get behind that. And that's if you trying to push him to the limits. Because that would take a lot of acting. He would have to really step his acting up for that though.
But I feel like Slade would definitely be because he's big, but Joe Manganiello was Slade for Zack Snyder.
Right.
They're the same size. Well, Joe Manganiello's a little taller. He's 6'5". I think Alan Richardson is 6'4" or 6'3". But I'm pretty sure Alan Richardson pulling off a Deathstroke would be great. But Magneto, I think somebody like Mads Mikkelsen. Not saying Adam Driver can't do it.
Yeah.
That look of Magneto, and it's just like I don't know
Yeah,
what
it's to be
tone they're going
menacing.
for. It's like damn,
Mads Mikkelsen, it's just easy. It's on his face.
he should have been Doctor Doom, nigga.
Yeah, he got one of them roles where like though, like one of those appearances where like a lot of the villains that we look at as being like intellectual but also menacing, Mads has that. That's why I think they had him to play Hannibal, because I never would have anticipated after seeing what's his name, Jack Nicholson. I always confuse him and the golfer. I think I'm saying the right one.
I know you.
But
You
I
said
always would.
Odin, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So when they or was that Anthony Hopkins? I'm sorry, that's who I meant to say. Right. Odin was Anthony. After they did that with that version of Hannibal Lecter, I was kind of thrown off when I saw Mads Mikkelsen as the person who they were going to choose to do the TV role. But once he actually got into it, I was like, yo, he is perfect. Like, he smokes that authority-based villain-esque intellectual role, which, like, Doom is that. Magneto is that. I'm sure if we sat here and thought about another character who kind of has that type of energy, we will be able to see Matt Mikkelsen playing him.
Yeah. There's a ton of actors out there who we don't really know who is gonna do it. It's not been confirmed, but it's like, bro, like you said, like there's a certain actor that can just wear something on their face a little bit more easily than others. Like some people just be trying to act too hard.
Yeah. Hopefully we might. I think Kevin Feige actually announced, or somebody from Marvel actually announced that they'll probably be going over some casting information for some new projects, as well as new projects in general outside of just Doomsday and Secret Wars and Spider-Man. 12 days from today at, what was that, San Diego Comic-Con? Hall H?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be getting that Doomsday trailer an hour after it actually releases to those con goers. So
Yeah, we'll see.
very interesting. All right. So let's go into this question of the day. I want to segue into this little trailer first before, just to give us a little background. With Solo Leveling, question of the day was, with Solo Leveling Beyond the System now in production, how do you feel about this series' first theatrical release? If you didn't know, this movie is obviously attached to Solo Leveling. It's supposed to combine the season 2 and bridge us into season 3. I'm assuming kind of like a JJK does, and what have you, probably show a couple episodes and all that. But I actually found this. It actually piqued my interest from Crunchyroll straight up. So
Yeah, they're one of the producers on this as well.
yeah, Aniplex too, I think is the main one.
Yes.
Well, let's tap into this. This shit look beautiful. It's got a lot.
いつだったかは考えたことがある。この力も結果も果たして自分で得たものであったのかと。焦りは疑いを覆い隠して満ちてゆく日々は失ったものを気づかせない。いや、目を背けていただけだったのか。安寧が何も生み出さないことは分かっている。綺麗事の希望も結局何ももたらさない。あの日の悲鳴がまだどこかで響く。痛みがスズメと促してくる。俺は成長するしかないのだから。
Kind of cold how they did that trailer. I ain't gonna lie.
It was cold, but I don't know. I had this thing with like anime movies. If it's not just its own set storyline, just like how JJK Zero was, where it talked about what's homeboy name? What is his name with Rika?
Yuta.
Yeah, when that one was talking about Utah, and we didn't get that in episode form. Like it was no episode showing in that from what we've seen already. Same goes for like the only anime movies I can say like I'm okay with is if it's like just showing the first 3 episodes of a season of a new series coming up, like I did with Don Don. I was fine with that. The JJK movie, the side movie for My Hero Academia, when it's showing like the back portion of a season to lead you into maybe 1 or 2 episodes, because if it's just the first 3 episodes of season 3, like getting right into it, I'm fine with that. But when you show like compilations for the first 45 minutes of the ending of season 2, and then we get right into season 3, maybe it's just 2 episodes, I can just wait for when season 3 starts.
I would have liked.
Wait a minute, didn't they have a theatrical release already for Soul Leveling?
I don't believe so.
No.
What did they put in the theaters though?
It probably was just the start of the season. So that's like a new thing that they've been doing, where they put like the first 2 or 3 episodes, like kind of like what he was saying, where he went for Dan to Dan. Yeah,
it was a recap of season 1 combined with an exclusive sneak peek of the first 2 episodes of season 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing that they're doing with that.
With this one,
showing the
yeah, I think I agree with T on that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I will say this though. I don't know if I think that Solo Leveling should be in theaters anyways, to be honest.
Yeah.
I might be alone on that. I don't know, but
the thing. If they did the same thing like they did with Demon Slayer, I'll be okay with that. Because then your last season of Solo Leveling could be those 3 movies where you go crazy with the animation. 3 major fights that's gonna be in those 3 movies.
yeah, I could yeah, I could probably roll with that. But like even more than that, bro, when I look at the story for Solo Leveling, we have talked about it in the sense of how much we like it, but they speed through the story. Yep. Like it's a blitz, probably more than any other anime that I think I've seen, even in recent years. Maybe or not recent years, maybe just like ever. It gets straight to the point, which is awesome. But I don't know
either though. I feel like when you read in the manga for Solo Leveling, he struggles a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. You don't get that in the anime. Not to the extent that you did in the manga or the manhwa. So it's like if this is just not going off the pacing of the actual manhwa, but going off of the pacing for the anime, it's just like, yo, if you did a movie, like a true theatrical, straightforward, like hour and a half, hour 45-minute minimal movie with all new material, telling like a specific arc or whatever it'll be, I think it'd be more than one arc. The way that they blitz through it, and then considering what they would want to cover for a movie too, because it can't be the downtime parts. It would have to be the things that's like super action packed, because that's what people want to be seeing in the theater. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I personally don't know if we need like a full on all new or an entire arc done in the movie theater. I think people get enough enjoyment from it just watching it via Crunchyroll or however they view the anime.
Yeah.
Kind of indifferent about it, I like what T brought up though. If they did the 3 movies approach, this is something that they've been doing. I don't know if JJK was the one.
I could see that. I do agree.
The one that started it. I can't remember, but one of them.
Because the reason why I could vibe with that way too is because if it ends on like a cliffhanger or if it ends in the middle, that's kind of to be expected with the 3-part movies. Whereas if it's just like, yo, here's this one movie and then we gonna be going into the anime, I think the setup of that is gonna put it in a weird place.
Yeah.
All right, anybody? Any other thoughts on Solo Leveling?
Nah, I mean, I'm excited when the season comes back out. Great animation.
hopefully this helps them, makes them take their time on the actual season and actually flesh out the shit like in the manhwa. I mean, the manhwa is pretty fast paced, but still at the same time, like, that last season was super duper fast paced.
Yeah.
The fight with Biru was one episode. One and a
Yeah,
half,
bro.
maybe? No,
Come on,
how I
bro.
read that in the manhwa, that nigga was struggling.
Yeah, it was a fight, right?
Yeah. All right. Nonetheless, Solo Leveling Beyond the System. Once we get a release date, more information, y'all will be the first people to know. Mr. Alkebulan said this as well. One day we getting our own productions going. Y'all keep an eye on some of the black animators. Lesego Vorster, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering these names. Matthew Cherry, Amaris DeFranco, and Tracy La Yere. I'm sorry if I mispronounced any of these people's names. The first two won an Emmy. Fire. We will be on the lookout for them.
Yes,
as well.
sir.
Mr. Alkebulan always dropping the black facts, as I like to call them. Very nice, very nice. Main topics for today. We only got 3 of these things real quick, so let's slide through these things.
Yeah.
And get on up out of here. We got this Avengers Doomsday poster. Also, Spider-Man been going crazy with the TV spots. I don't know if y'all been tapping into that, but the TV spots have been going crazy. We see Spider-Man using like a shocker gauntlet and punching the shit out of Hulk.
I'm really excited for this movie.
Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. And I ain't gonna lie, all right, I'm not gonna say what I want to say.
Go ahead,
Y'all
say
give
it.
me-
Is
no,
there
no,
a
no, y'all
disclaimer
give-
to go with that?
No. Y'all give me y'all ratings for this poster, how it looks and everything like that.
This shit trashed. I'm not even gonna hold you when I saw this joint and it said first concept art. I'm like, okay, that's not an official release from Marvel, but the concept art being something that somebody would put for their YouTube title card. Video,
Like, yeah.
what you mean you showing 3 separate teams with Doctor Doom, and then why on earth is Falcon this big? And I know it sounds like we nitpicking, but it's like, y'all, for a poster about Doomsday, this does not look like anybody is doomed. This looks like y'all's like, who else? It look like they like, who in the movie? Just put them on the poster and just put them on teams.
Yeah. That's exactly what I got from it is everybody just on the cover. Yeah, I don't know. Do they even got, is Bob there? He in the corner. Sentry in the corner, huh?
Where you see him at? Oh yeah, as Bob.
Playing Where's Waldo as Bob.
Because I feel like in a movie like this, you would think having somebody on the poster would be like, I don't know, Miss Marvel, one of the Marvels, because isn't one of the Marvel girls, Monica Rambeau, isn't she in this X-Men universe?
Yeah, that's what everybody's assuming.
So it's like, okay, I see the small detail of having Loki, but it's like, for concept art, wouldn't you want to hide Steve Rogers holding Mjolnir? Like, shouldn't that come like, okay, he's still got Mjolnir? That's something you don't.
I think from where we are in a privileged spot where we're nerdy as hell and we actually looked up the leaks and everything like that. I think this conveys a lot of questions that a lot of people have that weren't in the know of what the story might be and everything like that. So just imagine people who haven't heard any leaks or anything like that, and they see Steve with the broken up Mjolnir. We're like, what the fuck is going on here? Niggas is gonna ask questions. I might be the one person. Wait, did everybody go?
T didn't go.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, T. Mr. Alkebulan rated it a 2 out of 10 as well.
I agree with him.
I'm gonna say this. Why? Must they forced me to work overtime? This was straight dog water trash. Like, why even give us an image, dog? Just give me the movie. We already got Spider-Man. Like, this is a no for me, dog. I'm just being honest, open and honest, because one, like D said, Falcon. Like, who cares? my whole thing is, I understand that we're showing the 3 different teams. It feels like I'm watching Marvel Token, like Marvel Token when they were showing the teams for each characters all over again. But what they need to do is go back, trash this, and come back with some better art. And maybe, just maybe, this will give us in the right direction to be like, yes, I want to see this freaking movie. But right now,
And I think we haven't even gotten an official look of Doctor Doom that was like, oh, here's Doctor Doom in all his glory. Maybe not gonna give it to us until we get the movie or the trailer, but it's like we've seen Doctor Doom concept art from different events going on where they've been promoting the movie, and it's like, okay, we've seen pictures of it from off the street. We've seen pictures of this and that, and it's like you look at some of these other ones. Damn, was this can't be what the concept was art was like when we was watching these joints?
Yes, it was.
Ooh, wait.
These are the first official concept arts for all of these, if I'm not mistaken. All of these movies. A lot of people like that Age of Ultron one. Infinity War kind of looks dope.
So
Dooms.
Age of Ultron, I would say I remember that one. Age of Ultron looks dope because you get the concept like, okay, but damn, that no, they took a Endgame. How dare they put the Hulk in that Endgame one? How dare they do that?
Yeah.
all right, so just a question, because you said Loki was in here.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
in the
Loki
middle,
is
right under Doom's
underneath
chin.
Doom's chin.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm
I
not gonna
thought
say
that
that.
he was gonna be above it because this was supposed to be like the base of the tree that Doom was kind of like the center, climbing up the center on. I
Yeah.
thought that they was trying to do something like that with how everything is kind of branching up like a tree trunk. And I thought that when y'all said that Loki was there, that he was like above Doom,
I mean,
but he
technically,
underneath, he on his chin.
Underneath Doom's chin. But Mr.
That
Elon just said they moving like they scared, or they're moving scared like they're lacking confidence in this film. And I get they trying to, wait for the right moment to show everything, but it's like this movie is now 6 months out, and all we've
this
gotten
year is ridiculous.
we got stories. They said it wasn't trailers, but it was stories of this movie last year before Christmas, and it was like, okay, but that didn't move any. Everybody was liking the Cyclops one, but other than that, it was like this don't really move us to go want to. We're gonna see it, but doesn't move the public to be like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see this Doomsday movie when they don't even know what's going on. And then this concept art is just, it's just not
It's
working.
just basic, but as we've seen from the previous iterations, they all kind of just been basic. Outside of the Age of Ultron one, I would say that one is the one that conveys a message. But outside of that, the first one does too. But I mean, that's because that's the first damn Avengers movie. But outside of that, the other two don't do nothing.
But the first one was tough for 2012. The second two, I mean, in Endgame and Infinity War, I don't even remember looking at them. I don't even remember seeing those.
Yeah, I don't either. The poster probably would be better when it's the official poster. And I don't think that it'd be left looking like this. But
No.
they do probably want to highlight all of the characters, but I personally would not recommend that. Like, remember those posters back in the day? Remember the X-Men posters back in the day when in
Yeah.
2000? That's how they should be marketing this, where you just get select characters and it's a couple variations of it, and that kind of tells you everything you need. I think that's fine enough. You don't need to have a poster showing everyone just because you're trying to pull in the idea of like, oh, this movie is gonna be stacked with heroes. Like everyone already knows from the time we got those chairs that it's gonna be mad people in this movie. We don't need them to have a poster with 32 people on it.
I think, and obviously I'm gonna be the oddball out here. I actually like the poster. I actually like it a lot.
No,
I like the
God.
color scheme, especially when I just
Here we go.
zoomed in on it, brought up the full picture. I like how the colors go. Knowing the leaks for the movie and assuming that they are true, it makes sense why they went with this cast specifically. And they showed everybody that they showed. Because if you keep in mind, there's been people in those chair scenes that were said to be in this movie that didn't show up here, which makes you curious about why that is. Namor being one of the main ones,
Well,
and
go watch the movie.
a lot of people, me included, are probably assuming this is because Namor actually flips sides and joins Doom. I think this poster is cool, but it will get better with age once people actually watch Doomsday and then come back to this poster and be like, I see why all of these people are situated here. It's a reason why Falcon and Sam Wilson Cap is there, because they're going to be a pivotal pieces of his Avengers team. It's a reason why the new Avengers are there. It's a reason why Thor is there, because he's going to have a big fight battle with Doctor Doom after amassing even more power, as you can see from the yellow lightning that he usually doesn't use unless it's with the Odin Force, if I'm not mistaken. Either Odin
I
Force or
If so, all right, because now y'all making me put like my little marketing hat on. I get it. There's messages all throughout it, like the positioning of Thor, Cyclops, and Falcon. They are like they're gonna signify either the official or unofficial leaders for each kind of section of the teams that they are within that bubble around. Then you have the outliers who probably are going to have the hardest impact, being situated directly next to Doom with Reed Richards and Steve Rogers. So like I get that it's kind of like telling a story in the positioning that they did, and that yes, there's probably more of that we could come back to and look at after we see the movie. But I think the big question, which we can't just let it, it's a real simple question that we can't really let slip us, is all of that necessary? I mean, is it just easier to just go see the movie and just have regular posters that maybe tell pieces of it?
I think I think that's the direction they should go in for sure. Just I mean, because this shit can't be the official poster. You can definitely have Loki hidden in the official one, but I mean, if you just going off of the fact that we got Fantastic Four last year and seeing that Doom is a Fantastic Four villain, it's like you kind of want to play on having Reed Richards be the lead, somewhat seeing that he's the person that knows Doom the most out of anybody on this poster. I think that would make sense. But showing all the teams, that's dope. We know there's gonna be more people in there. But yeah, I wouldn't show my whole hand. And Anthony Mackie's Captain America isn't really well received, so I wouldn't really have him.
Not gonna lie to you though, he gonna be a leader in this movie.
He's gonna be a leader in the movie, but he's not gonna be leading nobody into the battle. I can tell you that right now. Because if Anthony Mackie was gonna be a leader of this movie, why bring back Steve Rogers? In this because I get it's gonna be he's a reason for certain incursions and things like that. Well, from what we've read in leaks, but it's like if Anthony Mackie was holding on down on his own, why at the end of Thunderbolts are they considered new Avengers and he's not a leader and they start all this bullshit? It's like he's already kind of dealt a bad hand, so to speak. But I don't think they're gonna use an Avengers movie to redeem.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the right timing. I get that.
I think
Use
they will use it to redeem him.
I don't think they're gonna use an Avengers movie to redeem Anthony Mackie's.
I don't know if they're gonna have enough time.
I think
But
they
my
will.
thing is, nobody really talks about Captain America and think of Anthony Mackie as Captain America. It's like, don't use this movie to try to make him look cooler because it's just not. It's
That's
just not
true.
gonna work.
I think that's the reason why they haven't had Steve get back into his usual
Captain
guild.
America suit.
Yes, they want to, because supposedly Anthony Mackie is supposed to be one of the top heroes in the next saga, leading the Avengers. Outside of Cap, I believe possibly Yelena and somebody
Yeah,
else.
bro.
Look at
I see Sage's point. Not that I necessarily like it, but Nino, he gonna be a central part of this movie
He has
because he is the leader of the Avengers, like not the new Avengers, the Avengers in this film.
think
yeah, he's
that
a
was
leader
what's
of the
happening.
Avengers. And then what have we? When we talk about stories, Russo Brothers said these are stories. We've seen a story of Thor. We've seen the story of the Fantastic Four, and the Fantastic Four meeting, and we saw the X-Men. We didn't see anything with Anthony Mackie. We saw Steve Rogers will return. With Anthony Mackie, we haven't seen anything or any mention of anything with him. Granted, we had the mention of him at the end of Thunderbolts because he's trying to sue them for the name. But if you're bringing Chris Hemsworth in, you're bringing back Chris Evans. You have Paul Rudd, whose last movie where he defeated Kang. You have the X-Men, where you have the OG X-Men, and then you have the Fantastic Four. It's like, okay, then we know there's going to be a Spider-Man. We know there's going to be a Black Panther. Having Anthony Mackie, I really don't see how going forward they're going to use him as this Captain America. I think that's Chris Evans. I don't think he signed on just for one movie, bro. And I feel like he's going to be leading at some point in time.
Secret Wars? Yeah, probably. I wouldn't be surprised if the old guard,
I gotta grab my charger. My shit about to die.
including Chris Evans, was leading them. But I think Anthony Mackie, this is his opportunity. This is the Russo brothers and Marvel's opportunity to right their wrongs from
Brave
Captain
New World.
America, Brave New World. Because I guess doing research or just listening to people on YouTube, Captain America and Falcon and the Winter Soldier wasn't that bad in a lot of people's opinions. It wasn't that bad. But for whatever reason, they dropped the ball a lot with Brave New World. And I think the Russo brothers, if any directors would be able to fix Captain America, Sam Wilson, it's either the Russo brothers, it's either Ryan Coogler or Destin Daniel Cretton.
No.
Yo, question.
Ryan
The
Coogler would
people.
not we gotta stop saying this nigga name for all black characters. He would not fix no Captain America. Captain America, well, Anthony Mackie. They fucked up by not giving Winter Soldier the shield because that would have been a more redeemable story, and it would have made more sense seeing that he's the nigga that actually got super soldier, whatever the fuck he got.
Soldier serum.
Yeah.
So my thing is this though, like was the same person who did like Civil War and Winter Soldier.
Anthony
This-
Russo brothers
The Russo brothers did those movies.
did Civil War, yeah.
They should have just held off on doing a Captain America movie till they could have got them to do it again then, or saw if one of them was willing to do it at the very least. Because those movies, it do kind of take a little bit of like precision and nuance and getting just getting the Captain America movie correct. I don't care whether it's Steve Rogers or Sam Wilson.
Yeah.
It just when you talk about the big screen version of it, it has to be. It takes a specific type of person to really get it
Has to be
right. Yeah.
Because when you think about it, he's kind of like a boring character. But like
It's just like a civilian, almost like a street level character in a way. Yeah.
He's a Boy Scout. When in comparison, we had Iron Man. This nigga was an alcoholic, a womanizer.
Well, and he got a metal suit with lasers coming out of it. That
He was a piece
helps.
of shit, but he was an interesting piece of shit. In comparison to Captain America, he's a nice folded quilt with no stains on it, and it's just sitting there. You admire it, but it's not really. It doesn't have that flair that keeps you captivated, like an Iron Man or any other character. So
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know how I feel about it, but I do think that Sage is right. I do think that this movie they will use to bolster Sam Wilson. I feel like he gonna have one of the highest screen times out of any character on here too. Not the highest, but one of them.
Think about this: the way they used the Captain Marvel movie in between both Avengers films, Infinity War and Endgame, was that not supposed to bolster her? And then you show up in Endgame and she's at the very end, and it's like, what has that done for her character? What did that do for Brie Larson's second movie?
That's fair, but the difference here that I say is like they position Falcon to be the leader of this new Avengers team. They weren't doing anything like that with Captain Marvel when they introduced her. We still knew Tony Stark was going to be him. We still knew Steve
Avengers team
Rogers.
do we have where we see Anthony Mackie have any type of interactions with niggas where they're like,
well,
yeah,
this
he's
is the
the
first
leader.
Avengers film since he got the Captain America.
And that's the thing though. So since this is his first film leading the Avengers, you're showing the Fantastic Four, you're bringing in the X-Men.
I agree.
You're talking to a nigga that hasn't had the same amount of battle experience as Steve Rogers or Thor for that matter. Anthony Mackie calmed down the Red Hulk. Ant-Man fucking defeated Kang. these niggas defeated Sentry. It's like, and I get what y'all saying, I really do, but it's like, what are they gonna give Anthony Mackie's Captain America, who has no super soldier serum? What is he gonna be doing?
I don't know. Yeah, but we don't. Here's the thing, though, D. None of us would know, because to the point of it all, we don't have enough context on any of this stuff.
If y'all was in charge, would y'all be like, this movie, we gotta focus on making Anthony Mackie Captain America look good? Would y'all say, you know what, we need to have that dichotomy or that story between Reed Richards and Doom?
No.
Also bridging the gap between these different universes, and then diving deeper into a relationship with new characters that we have to build upon a universe.
It's not a main point, but it's one of those underlying points that they'll hammer in throughout these next two movies. Because again, there's a rumor that he's going to be one of the characters that's leading Avengers. They have to build that up, and I'm pretty sure that they understand that they know they have to build that up after the shitty performance of brand new what was it, Brand New World?
Yeah, Brave New World.
Brave New World. After that shitty performance, and I think that's why they made it an apparent thing to the Russo brothers. Obviously, from this poster, Anthony Mackie has to be a role in this, higher than the rest of the Fantastic Four outside of Reed, higher than the New Avengers, Ant-Man, higher than some of the mutants on the X-Men outside of Cyclops, Xavier, and Magneto, but lower than the Steve Rogers, the Reed Richards, and the Cyclops, Professor X, and Magneto, and all of them.
You saying that's how you would do it?
That's what I'm assuming. Yeah, so they can at least have a foundation.
But you think about it, we've had Anthony Mackie as we've been with Anthony Mackie since 2014. And there hasn't been that much care on his character development or where else this character should go. Granted, he's been in Falcon and Winter Soldier and been in other movies, but there's times where it's like, yeah, as a side character, yeah, he's decent. But
they should have built him up better.
I think this is the perfect opportunity
because
them to test his character development. Because
I don't think this is the perfect time to test Anthony Mackie's character development, because we see him struggling already. Like, damn, Bucky, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to lead this kid, this Falcon dude, and he's injured. But it's like that was some World War shit he was about to stop. This is universal multiverse shit where it's like, this is beyond human understanding. That's where you bring in somebody like a Thor, somebody like a genius level person with the intellect of Reed Richards, X-Men, who've dealt with it before. If you're going to use this movie to show, hey, look what we can force Anthony Mackie to do and do Captain America, it's like, okay, well, if that was the case, you wouldn't have needed a shit ton of all these other characters to be in there. It's just I think that's the wrong person to focus on. He could have great moments, don't get me wrong, but I think bringing back Steve Rogers, who the public already know as Captain America or believe is to still be Captain America after Anthony Mackie's movie didn't really perform well and it wasn't that great of a movie, it's like people are already going to be like, oh, Captain America's back. Nobody that's in the public or, like the people that don't really read comics or watch these movies that aren't Avengers movies is going to be like, oh my gosh, it's just Steve Rogers. They're going to be like, oh, Captain America is back. He just doesn't have his suit.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with Nino in this case. I think the moment that Brave New World kind of bombed, that was the moment where we probably should have taken a back seat. Now, Sage, to your point, I do think that they could, like in the scenario that you brought up, if we took that, right, and we took the leadership, the different qualities that we would expect Captain America Sam Wilson to have, and we were able to showcase it in a way that was similar to, and when I say similar, I don't mean the setup of it for this specific character, but the result of it, similar to Gambit in Deadpool, where it was a character that didn't necessarily have like an elevated role in the movie, but was written in a way where audiences will feel better about that character to the point where we can literally use it in this movie here. Something like that. But like, so it's kind of like you taking a step back, but you also not in a way, because you still allowing for what you were trying to accomplish in Brave New World to be able to be accomplished to a lesser extent in Doomsday and Secret Wars. I think that would have been a better way of doing it, but I do think that they're going to make him the leader, like one of the top leaders in Doomsday.
I think they will. It makes sense. I mean, he's a smart guy. He did find a Red Hulk to a standstill.
Yeah, but it's to Nino's point. We talking about multiversal
That is
Doom.
also true, but the name of the movie is Doomsday. All these niggas still don't do.
True, but what would he bring? Even if we took Steve Rogers, right? They had to bring Steve Rogers into a role where Doom essentially had beef with him based off the rumors that we've at least gotten so far. Because that was the only way you can make Steve Rogers a vital part really of this story. So Sam Wilson on a lore that does not involve the super serum being like, what type of impact is this character supposed to have in this type of a movie? We know he gonna pack. We know that he gonna pack Sentry up.
Yeah, kind of like a Hawkeye.
But that's not. You don't look at Hawkeye and how he's been presented, right? We don't look at him as being like a leader. If like I don't. That's where it's like I don't know if this was the film where I would put him in that leader role. Now, Secret Wars, maybe, because maybe it does take the person who's less powerful but has more leadership qualities to help spearhead getting them and motivating them out of the situation that they're in with Doom. And that's something that you would expect of a Captain America. So, like, I could see it in Secret Wars a little bit more, but I don't know if in this one he needs. I think what you said would be better than what is actually going to happen.
They would much rather have a running start in comparison to trying to build that Avengers team up post this, because then that's going to take away time from the mutants. From the
Let me say this: if it bombs, does it hurt him more?
If Doomsday bombs,
No, the character of Sam Wilson and how he's received by people after Doomsday doesn't improve at all. Does that hurt it or help it? What they were trying to do with him in the first place?
I mean, it all depends, because there's a lot of people that just don't like him just because it's not my Captain America. It's a lot of people that don't like him because of Steve Rogers. It's like a combination of things. Fucking Anthony Mackie could come in here and have a knockout of a performance, and it's still gonna be people, hating on him. So I can't necessarily have Marvel be like this. Is like what we've talked about before in the past. Marvel can listen to the fans, but you don't have to adhere to everything they fucking say. Because some of these fans is absolutely batshit crazy. Some of them are racist. Some of them are sexist. A lot of people are all over the spectrum with this shit. So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't do it, and Captain America Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson is going to be a pivotal part for the Avengers going forward, then you basically have done a disservice to yourself, because niggas won't believe it.
I just hope they write it right.
I hope they do as well.
Cause I do think that it's going to be I'm for real. I could see him being top 3 in screen time. I genuinely could see that.
Niall, you not.
That nigga ran back over.
Bro. Sergeant, bro. This shit about to die. You think, bro, if you look at this whole photo, I don't know, I can't see the chat. I don't know if LK said anything.
The last thing he said was, right, I'm more of an Isaiah Bradley Cap guy anyways.
Bro, if you look at it this way, if you talk about top 3 in screen time, You
I
bought
think he
in
is.
you bought in Pedro Pascal to play Reed Richards,
I'd say top 5.
who in his own movie really wasn't doing much shit.
Top 5 might be more appropriate.
Top five,
top 5.
okay. Top 5: Doom, Reed Richards, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth. I don't see Anthony Mackie getting more
I think
screen
he
time.
fifth, bro. I think he fifth.
Yeah, I think he.
But like Rob said, a lot of people say he's not the Captain America because he damn sure ain't mine either. I thought that was a stupid choice to give him the shield, because when you think about it, over the time when in Infinity War, when it showed Captain America at the train station scene, the theater erupted. When it showed Falcon, nobody did nothing. When it showed Black Panther being turned into dust at the end of the movie, everybody's like, "No, what the fuck?" Ah, ah, ah. When it showed Anthony Mackie, it's like, okay, like it's Falcon, like we get it. Giving him the shield does not equate to people start to care about him more. It's like, okay, this is a story. Then that arc doesn't really go anywhere. At the end of his movie, what is it? At the end of Brave New World, what do we care about Anthony Mackie at this point?
Yeah, he was a background. He was a afterthought.
So why would you give an afterthought more screen time than people that you're trying to develop further? So we have Secret War in the upcoming Secret Wars movie. Think of who they need to be at the forefront that would actually push the story further. People with genius level intellect, a Shuri, a Reed Richards, a Hank McCoy.
I don't disagree, bro. I genuinely
I
don't.
get what you all are saying, but Anthony Mackie, I'm not saying he's a bad actor, but you don't go from having a bad movie as a black person. You don't go from being in a shit production to be given keys to just say, you know what, you're going to be top 5 in this. No, Steve Rogers, Doom, Thor, Shuri, everybody else. I see Anthony Mackie might be top 10, but top 5 in screen time would not go over well with audiences anyway. I'm telling y'all that right now.
I don't disagree with you. I just think it's still gonna happen.
Yeah.
Even Sage, based off how he said he would do it, I am more in agreement to that. I actually don't mind that idea, but I think that Marvel goes beyond both of the points that you two brought up. I think that's gonna be, and for a lot of people, Nino, I think that's gonna be the one flaw that comes out of this movie. Like that's gonna be the thing that they are really critical about.
Because I'll be critical too, because if you have you just had the Marvels, you just had Thunderbolts. Why wouldn't Florence Pugh be a pivotal part in this too? Why wouldn't Sentry have more screen time than what he had? You don't. Anthony Mackie doesn't have that same gravitas as Chris Evans did as Captain America. So it will be no reason for them to bring in. I get it's encouraging all these characters, but it's like their tickets won't be selling fast if Anthony Mackie is top 5 in screen time.
I think one, in order for people to be accustomed to Sam Wilson being in these dire circumstances, is we have to put them in there. I think that's what Marvel is thinking. Two,
I do too.
I think Florence Pugh, because if we go later on down the line, a couple years from now, they're talking about potentially Judgment Day. Nigga, Anthony Mackie, Florence Pugh, all of these niggas on the screen can't, outside of the mutants potentially, could do fuck all against the Celestials, and probably Doctor Doom. Technically Fantastic Four, but that's a group unit. Like
After this movie, we will
None of
get
these
another
niggas.
Steve. After this Secret War shit, we get another Steve Rogers. They not about to do this Captain America bullshit with Anthony Mackie.
I think they are. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that we'll get a reset. We for sure getting a reset.
And his black ass is going back as Falcon. They like, look, nigga, we tried to toss you that shield, and it ain't turned out the way we thought it was.
I think that's the setup though. This is to Sage's point. That's why this is the setup that they going for, because they gotta test it in their eyes. I'm not saying it's the right call.
You don't test it, nigga. You don't test having Captain America, Anthony Mackie, in an
For an Avengers film, I don't disagree with you, but I do think that this is because we just don't have any other media to do it with.
They're not gonna waste Anthony. They're not gonna be like, let's use this Avengers film for this nigga to be Captain America. They're gonna look, that shit bombed. We gonna do a reset after Secret Wars, and this nigga's going back as Falcon. We're not.
Yeah.
They not testing this Captain.
No, I'm saying that in these next two Avengers films, that will be the test. And if it does not, if it's not received well by fans, when the reset happens, he will go back to Falcon.
Bro, it's not going to be received well by fans, even if it's good. Nobody wants to see this nigga as Captain America.
We had to see on that
Not
part.
even for color, not even on some. Oh, because he's black. It's just not a good arc. It just doesn't feel deserved to have a nigga to be like, you know what? I want to live my life. Sam, you the only nigga that was really my sidekick. So here go to Shield. It's like, but he didn't really do shit as Falcon, but fight when you fought, and that was it. And he's part of the Wings program in the Air Force or whatever the fuck it was. This doesn't warrant a nigga being Captain America. Captain America was Captain America before the Super Soldier Serum, and that's the thing. So giving the shield to this nigga for just being a sidekick, it's like that's just not something you pass down like that. And then you don't use Avengers movies to be like, let's see what the audience is gonna say when we give Sam Wilson top 5 screen time. It's like, okay, nigga, we don't really care about Sam
I
Wilson
don't think
in
I
any
don't think
capacity.
they are though. I don't think they care about what the fans are gonna generally, because at the end of the day, like I was saying to Niall, people are gonna hate Anthony Mackie regardless. Niggas is gonna hate Sam Wilson as Captain America regardless. Niggas will never feel that Anthony Mackie did enough shit, and rightfully so. And again, it's either we're going to waste another character, a black character at that, or we're actually going to figure out how to utilize this nigga. We're gonna put him in a movie where he's already been a part of the Avengers before, so he has stakes built into this. His one of his best friends is leading another Avengers team, and then his mentor is risking his life across multiverses. Like he already has the emotional weight to join these stakes in order to save his world type of thing. Now we just have to see him in a leading capacity. Can he lead Shang-Chi and Black Panther and some other heroes as well to fight against Doom or anything like that? Now, will I say he's going to have moments like Steve Rogers? Probably not. Probably not. But all we need to do is get the foundation for us to believe that he can lead the Avengers
He
going
can't,
forward.
bro.
To Nino's point, I don't think that it will happen. I do agree with you that I think that's the point that Marvel is using this character at this given time. But I do think that it would just the answer is just going to be and they got to reset Cap. Honestly, yeah, like even to El Cabulon's point, test out like if you wanted to do a change, test out a new character. Like test somebody out that's kind of tied to the Super Soldier Serum, just a totally fresh new hero that kind of would take up that role. But Captain America,
Yeah, because it should have been fucking Black Panther. If you want to
what
test
you
out
mean?
a leader role,
Yeah, and I do agree with you that I think that Shuri,
He'd be one of the T'Challa Black Panther would be one of the niggas for the
I do
Avengers.
agree though. What D brought up a good point. What would be the point? Like, what would Anthony Mackie contribute on the Avengers team in this scenario that would be greater than what Shuri would
because you
be
think about it,
bringing?
look at the pick and how everyone's positioned. Anthony Mackie has yes, he's got a suit with wings on it, but where's the fucking shield? That's the Captain America shit I'm talking about. Captain America should be standing somewhere with a shield in his hand, but you got Captain America Anthony Mackie with his Falcon shit on. You got the real nigga right there with a hammer in his hand. They not about to say, look, we about to put all this movie and show a nigga with some tactical experience and some flight experience to lead teams with incursions. Because at what if this was real life and we had like somebody to really follow, I'm not listening to the nigga that just got a shield passed down 6 years ago to him when there's genius level intellect niggas on my
Yeah,
team telling me how to
right.
stop an incursion. It's like you could probably lead us in battle, but what you gonna lead us in battle with a nigga that's reviving sentinels and doing sorcery on the level of Doctor Strange? I'm not even Captain America to an extent. We deferred a lot to Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange being a leader during fight scenes. It's like I get what y'all are saying, but Anthony Mackie being a leader in this
It
field,
just don't fit.
But
it
that's
don't make
Yeah.
sense because
but
what's he gonna do to delegate tasks to people when he's never dealt with this before?
just like what Captain America did in Infinity War. A whole lot of Nothing.
But we saw Captain America in Infinity War. We saw him fight an alien threat in
Yeah.
in 2012. But the thing was, it was war. We saw him go into battle, but we saw him. Hey Tony, you set a perimeter. Hey, you do this. Hey, you
Yeah.
do that.
Anthony Mackie is gonna do the exact same
But this
thing.
is an incursion. This is, and he needed help figuring out how to fight on a base with some other shit.
War is still war, brother.
But Rob, it's not the same when you think about.
Obviously, it's not the same. And obviously, you're gonna have different leaders. Reason why they show a lot of leaders on the screen right now. That's why what we got from the leaks, a lot of these teams are gonna be splitting up and taking care of different tasks. Now, what's the task that Anthony Mackie is gonna be the person directing? Is it a military strike against Latveria? Is it gonna be leading? I don't know. But there is a opportunity for Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson to be able to thrive in this film without taking the main
Yeah, it's just got to be
steam
written
away
really
from
well.
Steve Rogers, from Thor, from Reed Richards, from Cyclops and the X-Men. There's a way.
For it to beat top 5, it's just got to be written extremely
But look what
well.
I'm saying though, we had when Brie Larson came out as Captain Marvel, Kevin Feige came out and said she's the most powerful person in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She had a movie, and then she was seen in the last 8 minutes of the next movie. Why didn't they use that next movie to big up her? In this, if the CEO is, well, CEO, whatever he is, head producer's coming out saying you're the most powerful character, and you're only used in a like to stop a ship. It's like, okay, how are we to sit here and, and expect a nigga with a wingsuit and a vibranium shield to have any type of weight moving forward, and you got all this other shit going on after his movie just flopped? We not redoing the same thing, trying to show new stories in the team configuration. At best, he's a side character. Thank you, nigga. Thank you, Mr. Akebulon.
All right. I'm gonna put this on the board of potential I told you so. So when this Doomsday movie come out, Mr. Alkebulan, I seen a couple of your comments. You're not too big on Marvel. I promise you, from the leaks and everything that I've been tapped into, this movie will be the greatest superhero movie we have ever seen. Ever.
But Rob, you
Ever.
think about it real quick, Rob. I was saying, like when I said they casted Pedro Pascal, right? These are household names. Everybody knows Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Chris Evans as not Steve Trevor.
And they
Steve
got to that.
Rogers.
They got to that point after constant repetition.
Yes,
for
but
their-
constant
for their
repetition.
movies.
But they weren't introduced as sidekicks first. You see what I'm saying? But Anthony Mackie just had a movie come out. Who went to go see that shit?
Spider-Man technically got introduced as a sidekick.
Robert, that's
Yeah, but that's Spider-Man.
Rob, did you go see that Anthony Mackie movie with him wearing a fucking hijab, running through the desert with a blade?
No.
Exactly. So why the fuck would anybody go and see him with a American shield on? No one said, wait a minute, is that Anthony Mackie as fucking Captain of... No one is saying that.
I'm not saying that either. But what I'm saying is he's not to that point. I agree. But he has to get to that point somehow, some way. And this is the only way for him to get to that point.
But
Because
who?
if
what's
they
that
throw him to
dude?
the side, how is he going to get to that point?
Look at
If
this,
they,
Rob.
if they throw him to the side, how is he going to get to that point?
He's not going to get to that point because no one is checking for Captain America Anthony Mackie's Falcon. No one, Robert, if the next saga is the Mutant Saga, look at down there. We have Gambit, Mystique, Nightcrawler, Beast, Magneto, Charles Xavier. X-Men 97 is coming out. We have a Wolverine game that's come out this year. We haven't had Anthony Mackie even, not Anthony Mackie, is Falcon even mentioned in that Avengers game that came out? Does Falcon appear in any other? Last time we seen Falcon was Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Any other form of Marvel shit that wasn't a
Media.
movie. So it's like we ain't seen him in any source of media in almost 15, 18 years.
That's why it's not going to be long.
That's
It's just going. It's going to be these 2 movies, and then that's going to be it.
And that's
But
what I'm
again-
saying, because in these 2 movies, if you're building up for the next saga to be a mutant saga, and you're building up for, you have to have Miss Marvel, because where is she going? What about Shang-Chi, who had a movie in 2021? What about Wakanda? What about X-Men? And you're building on a new foundation. It's like Anthony Mackie is real. Let me stop saying Anthony Mackie, but the Falcon, Captain America, is gonna be a side character, because after you get one Hollywood movie and it bombs, it's like, all right, now, like we can't put no money in you again, and your movie's some bullshit. Because Shang-Chi did pretty well. He ain't even get another movie. We ain't seen this nigga since COVID. He just popping up in Doomsday. So I don't
It's
think.
they. I completely agree with you. I don't think that there was anything that you said that I disagreed with in that. I just think they are going to use him. To Sage's point, they are going to use him in some capacity in a leadership role. But I do believe that it will just be over these two movies, and then it will be done. I think it, and now you actually made me kind of reconsider what I was thinking before. I thought that he would have more of that role once everything hit the fan and we were into Secret Wars. But I think no, I think that more than likely he just is going to be like a teacher leader role, like a backseat teacher leader role for the younger Avenger, like the young ones that we won't see in this movie.
Hear me out then. If I put it in this terms, Josh Allen, let's say he fuck around and he say, I'm gonna take a 1 year deal to go play in LA where I'm from. And then niggas like, know what? We need you back on the Bills. He get back to the Bills. You think niggas gonna still listen to Mitch Trubisky?
Nope.
Do you think the team is like, well, Josh, while you were gone, Mitchell Trubisky held the reins. He didn't have as much success as you in experience, but he was our leader. Yeah, but I'm back, nigga. Take a back seat.
Yeah.
Give
Nah.
me the football. Give me the reins. No one is checking for the side character that stepped in when the head nigga's coming back. You don't bring back Chris Evans and Steve Rogers to not have any form of leadership role. Maybe he's not going to take the shield. He's like, you're still Captain America. I'm still here to save the world. He's gonna. It's just not. It's just not going to work. They might kill off Anthony Mackie.
I think at the end of Secret Wars they will.
Nigga, they might do it in the first 10 minutes of this movie.
After reviewing Endgame and how Steve comes back with the same shield that Sam has right now, I might be leaning towards what y'all saying. But supposedly, Sam Wilson is supposed to be a pivotal character for the Avengers going forward.
No, I think that he will set up the kids. Bro. It's only so much you could not perform. Not in the case of Anthony Mackie, but in case of the character, there's only so much you can do to not perform well with audiences before you have to go. This is way too much of a risk and gamble that we don't need to be taking. We already spent our entire last phase doing risks and gambles. We don't need to go into this new phase doing that. So I think what he sets up, when they say that he sets up the next phase that we'll be getting from Marvel, I think that he likely will do that, or it's going to be written for him to do that in Secret Wars. But I don't think that it will go beyond that. Unless the reception from Doomsday, exactly, a mentorship role, Mr. Okebulon said, that's what I think it would be. The only way that I could see that changing is if he exceeds expectations in Doomsday and becomes a fan favorite to the point where you can't help but to not consider him for more. And again, Sage, that goes back to the point that I was saying with the Gambit thing. But to your original point, that can be done in a backseat-esque role. Like Gambit wasn't a lead in Deadpool. So it can be done. It can be done in a backseat role. It's just you and I both don't believe that's going to be the case for Anthony Mackie in this. I just don't think it's going to be the case. Even though I don't disagree with everything that Nino is saying. I think Nino is absolutely right.
Just to give some examples, or just one example that comes to the top of my mind. Just a little bit of screen time that Andrew Garfield had in the No Way Home, where it was that minimal moment where he saved MJ from falling to her doom, was just that amount of space to make people feel like there was character growth there. Like he was emotional in that moment. We could see what was going on in his head. And
Rob, you can't keep using Spider-Man.
It doesn't. I mean, these are all characters.
You know, Rob loves Spider
Only
Man
John.
with his
But
item. So
Anthony Mackie hasn't gone through anything to have that emotional pull. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man literally lost his girl and was able to save someone else's girl. There's been nothing in the MCU where you're like, well, damn, that happened to Anthony Mackie, or that happened to something that can relate to this Falcon character. He doesn't have that.
I mean, he's the one person that we could probably relate to the most.
Ooh.
From his Captain American, I mean Falcon and Winter Soldier. He's a regular human being. He was going through taxes. He was going through financial shit after the blip in that
Nigga,
show.
we is
And
not
then
related to no Captain America. Anthony
and
Mackie.
then going over being a black man in America and being Captain America as that black man and what all that stipulates and how we got that transition from that show to the movie of Isaiah Bradley saying, "Hey, I don't know about this. Like I have fears about the government and him being wrongfully arrested and everything like that. All of this I understand. They just wanted to put a black man as Captain America. But these are a lot of things that a lot of niggas is going through that Disney just was not tapping into. You
But
can't tap into that.
the movie doesn't present it that way.
Yes, they do.
No,
Yes, they do.
they do not present it as a black man going through bullshit like the way you were just describing it.
They don't outwardly do it because you can't do that with white people being your main
Okay,
demographic.
but even then, in the comic, what comic have any of us read with Captain America, who was Falcon, where we related to it? We've never mentioned that on the show. We've
But
never mentioned that.
this
We've
is
never
this is the
mentioned.
reason why they don't use the comics though, because the comics were obviously shit for Captain America
But
Sam Wilson.
that's the reason why people are saying, even people who are bigoted or whatever, it's like if that arc didn't work in the comics, why would you start it in the movie when you have no comic to work off of it with, and then you use it in the movie and you see it doesn't work because from the crowd perception, it's like this doesn't. We never really cared enough about this person to have for them to have any arc
All
to
I'm
develop
saying
their
is
character. They're always seen as a sidekick.
all I'm saying is if Marvel did that from the get go, they wouldn't be in the position that they're in now. Iron Man's comics was ass before. Ass before. Nobody was out here looking for Iron Man
Yeah,
comics
but I don't, bro. I'm
until
gonna
the
be a buck with you. I
MCU.
just don't think Sam Wilson is that weighty
I'm not
character.
saying that he's gonna be to the same extent as Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man. What I'm saying is he has the potential to get somewhere better than where he is at right now. Where he
Yeah,
is at from the comic book standpoint. I'm not looking at him to sell out box office names just off of Sam Wilson's name.
I don't even.
What
I don't
I'm
think that it's
looking for,
possible.
what
What you
I'm
saying though? I don't think that that's like for the. I think Nino is right. Like I don't think that he is a character where no matter how much they try, he will become loved by the masses. Even if they did put a lot of work to try to get him to that point, I just don't think that this character can do like another flying a lot of it happens with the characters where they main thing that we know them for is flight. Like nobody looks for Angel. Nobody looks for Angel. If he becomes avatar horseman of apocalypse, you look for that. That's kind of cool. But outside of that, you don't look for Angel. That's not the X-Man character that you looking for. You just not worried about.
And
It's just some don't have that weight.
some don't have the weight, but as far as feats go in Marvel comics or like in the MCU, like I said, we've had this nigga since 2014. There's not one time we've talked about any movie where we said, yo, that scene with Falcon was fire. Not even in his own shit.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think that Marvel will try to push it over the next two movies.
They're
But
not.
I think that after that it's just going to be done. Like it's going to be a reset. We get another Steve Rogers and this goes to something else.
this is my hope, and then we could probably end off because we went on a tangent. This
Yeah.
is my hope, where if they end up do finding some magic for Sam Wilson, maybe they end up this forces them or forces their hand to try and find some magic from the comic book space, and I think we would be able to enjoy that from somebody who doesn't have the super soldier serum, um, and being able to relate to what he has to go through. That's just me personally.
Yeah, but he not Batman, Brody.
He's not. I'm not expecting him to be Batman. I'm not expecting him to be Batman. Just be the best Sam Wilson that you can be. Just like I'm not looking for Miles Morales to be the best Peter Parker. I'm
Yeah,
looking
but
at him to be the best Miles Morales that he can be.
but Miles Morales has powers and has a different story than someone who's been a sidekick for more than a decade. It's like you just can't you just can't build upon that and for them to have their moment because what moment are you
I
expecting
mean, the
in a
same
movie
people,
on this
the same thing
scale?
that you're saying right now, a lot of people say the same thing about Miles Morales.
Rob, these you talking about super powered niggas. Miles Morales had his own video game that people actually like. Miles,
That was way before. People still to this day view Miles Morales as Peter's sidekick.
well,
This is
shit, he
what I'm saying.
is. Fuck. If he got it, we talked about last show.
But he's
We
not.
should, but I'm saying
That's
last
the
show we
point.
said, hey, let's give Miles Morales the characters that Peter ain't using. So he's already someone that we see as who's not in that spotlight to where they should have their own shit going on.
I don't think we say it because we don't want Miles Morales to have those pivotal villains. I think we're saying it because we don't want to see villains recycled between two Spider-Men.
Yeah, but if you're telling me the Peter Parker villain, since he's not gonna be the main villain, let's just bump these niggas down to the dude that's coming up behind Spider Man. It's just like why not just have him have his own villains because then he's gonna look more like a sidekick getting somebody's hand me downs.
I don't know. There's different variations of comics where same characters fight the same people. I don't necessarily feel that that's hand me downs. Like
It
can't
just it's a different weight though. It's just a different weight to it. But I do agree with you, Sage, that they should, and if they are going to utilize Sam Wilson, which is likely, I'm with you that I do think that that's going to be the case, whether I like it or not. I would rather this be the best iteration of Sam Wilson that we've ever seen. Which now they coming from a very hard point because he was not that in Brand New World.
Brave New World.
Brave New World, thank you. He was not that in that. So if they could figure out how to somehow make him into that and then end it, I'm with that. Make him the best Sam Wilson possible. Let us get a little bit from it. Let him motivate the younger characters in like Secret Wars or maybe the start of the next saga in a mentorship role, and then let it just go from there. But I don't think that we need to see him at the forefront of a movie poster.
I feel the same way about Ant-Man, but his bitch ass is right
Oh,
there.
absolutely. I hate Ant-Man. I wish they never have tried that. I understand he was one of the original Avengers, but I wish they had left that whole character out of the MCU. He is useless. Hawkeye is more, to me, more impactful than Ant-Man.
At the end of the day, the things that we remember most about these Avengers is the character progression throughout all of the characters within the movies, even the villain as well. And if Anthony Mackie has a great character progression, just as Shang-Chi and Shuri and Cyclops and Ant-Man, it only bolsters the movie forward further. So what I'm assuming is they're trying to give their best to all of these characters. Again, it's the Russo brothers. They tend to not fuck up when it comes to Marvel superhero films.
Yeah, I'm not, whatever direction they go into, I still think it's going to be a great film. I ain't going. I wouldn't. It would be way too much to say that I don't think that Avengers is going to be a good film, or Doomsday is going to be a good film just because they gave Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson, an elevated role. No, I think the movie's still going to be good. It's just, yeah, it's just in terms of this character, I don't know if this character, if it's possible for this character to hit. I just don't think it is. Not to this level.
I hope we are wrong. I lean more towards y'all. I just have hope,
Yeah.
I just keep the hope alive. I think we can leave Dustin Daniel.
Mhm.
DDC is doing Naruto. It's in pre-production right now. If you didn't know, the live-action Naruto. Super excited about that. And they working that nigga like Mappa. In Judgment Day, we could probably do like a more long drawn out segment for Judgment Day.
Yeah, for both of those things. Yeah, we could wait till next show to do that. It's not like it's going anywhere.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate everybody for stopping on by, Mr. Alkebulan, as always. We
Yes, thank you,
appreciate
sir.
As well. B Burger, appreciate you for stopping on by
Yep.
earlier as well. Hopefully, we'll have some more information in regards to all of these things as new leaks and everything drops for Avengers. Again, we should be getting that trailer in the next 12 days at San Diego Comic-Con when they do their Hall H panel. Should be getting that an hour after. So very interested to see everybody's reaction for that. And I don't know. We don't have anything else. Appreciate y'all yet again for stopping on by. Make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe button and that notification bell so you tapping in with all the content that we have coming up in the near future. Yeah, have a good rest of y'all day and a great rest of y'all week. All right. We chat with y'all next week. Peace.
Deuce.
Can you stop sharing so I can throw the outro up, sir? Thank you.
Here's my